Hello, I'm Joshua Brown from howtobecome.com. We are one of Australia's leading interview training providers, trusted by thousands of candidates to help them secure roles across the Australian public service and other top employers. In this video, I'm going to help you succeed in your APS Level 4 interview by showing you the style of questions you'll likely face and how to answer them with confidence. Oh, and don't forget to let me know in the comments which APS role or department you are applying for, and I'll personally reply with extra tips and tailored questions to help you to prepare. Let's get straight into APS 4 interview question number 1. Describe a time when you had to communicate a complex idea to someone with little background knowledge. Now, why is this question being asked? Well, it's being asked to check your ability to adapt your communication style and to explain technical or unfamiliar topics clearly and respectfully. Therefore, in your answer, make sure you focus on how you have used plain language, step-by-step explanations, and visual aids to make the information accessible and build the person's confidence. That's really important. And before I give you my brilliant top scoring answer, a bonus tip here that you can use for any behavioural interview question, any question where you're required to draw on your prior experiences, you can use the STAR method to structure your answer. STARR. And it stands for this. S is for situation. You start your answer off by describing what was the situation you found yourself in. You then move on to T for task and describe what was the task that needed to be carried out. A is for action. What action did you take to achieve the task? The first R is for result. What was the end result following your actions? Make sure it is always a positive end result. And the final R is for reflection. What did you learn from this experience? Tie it back to the skills and qualities needed for the APS. Here is a brilliant top scoring answer using that STAR method to structure our answer to the question, describe a time when you had to communicate a complex idea to someone with little background knowledge. Here we go. In my previous role, I was responsible for helping new team members get up to speed with our internal reporting system, which many found confusing at first. A new colleague joined the team who had limited experience with spreadsheets and no background in the systems we used. They needed to understand how to input data correctly and interpret the results for our weekly reports. I broke the process down into simple steps, avoiding technical jargon. Instead of giving them the full written procedure up front, I walked them through one task at a time using screen sharing and gave clear practical examples. I also created a quick reference guide with screenshots that highlighted the most important actions. I checked in with them after their first report to answer any questions and offer feedback. They picked up the system quickly and were able to complete their first report independently the following week. They later told me the guide helped build their confidence, and my manager thanked me for supporting the onboarding process so effectively. This showed me that simplifying information and adapting your communication style can make a real difference, especially when people are learning something new. I always aim to be clear, patient, and supportive in my communication. That was a top scoring answer to that APS 4 interview style question that will impress the hiring manager. Now, let's move on to the next essential question you need to prepare for, which is, give an example of a time you solved a problem without direction. Now, this question is being asked to test your initiative, your critical thinking, and your ability to solve issues independently when guidance isn't available. In your answer, make sure you highlight how you identified the problem, how you took proactive steps, and how you made improvements without waiting to be told what to do. Link your action to a positive result. Here is a fantastic top scoring answer to help you. Give an example of a time you solved a problem without direction. While working in a team that handled incoming correspondence, I noticed that we were regularly receiving duplicate requests from the same clients. This was causing delays and extra work, especially during busy periods. There was no formal process for tracking duplicates, and I hadn't been asked to look into it, but I wanted to reduce the unnecessary workload and improve turnaround times. I decided to investigate the issue on my own. I reviewed a sample of recent emails and identified a pattern. Clients were resending their queries because they hadn't received an automatic confirmation. I tested the system and realized the confirmation message wasn't working as expected. I documented what I found and drafted a suggested solution, a simple auto-response message confirming receipt. I shared this with my team leader and offered to set it up. My team leader approved the change, and once the auto-response was implemented, the number of duplicate queries dropped noticeably. This made it easier for us to prioritize genuine new requests, and we reduced our response times. This experience showed me that being proactive can have a real impact, even without being asked. I learned the value of paying attention to patterns and thinking ahead to prevent small issues from becoming bigger problems. Now, don't go anywhere, as I've still got plenty more APS-style interview questions and brilliant answers coming up for you. But imagine having the scoring sheet your interviewer could use to assess you. Well, now you can. When you're ready, and only if you want to, you can click the link in the top right-hand corner or in the pinned comment below this video at any point during this training. That link will take you through to my website, howtobecome.com, where you can instantly download my APS Interview Success Pack. With this pack, you'll get that APS-style interview score sheet, plus 30 of the most commonly asked APS-style interview questions, each with expert proven answers to help you prepare to pass. You'll also get a ready-made 30, 60, 90-day plan to impress the hiring manager, an additional STAR Technique interview answers workbook tailored to all APS job roles and levels, plus free 30-day access to our best-selling online interview course with over 50 video modules to boost your confidence and performance at interview. Thousands of people have used these exact strategies to land jobs within APS and other top employers. And if it doesn't help you, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So there's absolutely no risk. Click that link now or check the pinned comment below when you're ready. And let's keep going on with even more interview questions and answers to help you to succeed. Question number 3 for your Australian Public Service interview. How do you ensure your work aligns with the Australian Public Service values and code of conduct? Now, this question is being asked to assess your understanding of the APS values, especially integrity, accountability, and handling sensitive information ethically. In your answer, therefore, you must use a real example showing how you acted in line with ethics, followed correct procedures, and protected privacy or fairness, even when it wasn't the easy option. That's a brilliant way to score highly in your answer. Here is a brilliant top scoring answer to help you come up with your own fantastic response. How do you ensure your work aligns with the APS values and code of conduct? In a previous role, handling customer records, I had access to sensitive personal information, including contact details and case notes. One day, a colleague casually asked me to forward them a client file because they were in a rush, but I knew they hadn't been formally assigned to that case. My responsibility was to protect confidential information and ensure that any data I shared was handled in line with privacy rules and the APS code of conduct. I politely declined the request and explained that, for privacy and accountability reasons, we could only share information if there was a clear business need and proper authorization. I offered to help them get temporary access through the correct channel. I also noted the request and raised it discreetly with my supervisor in case there was a broader training need around data access. My manager thanked me for handling the situation professionally and later reminded the team of our obligations under the APS Code of Conduct. The colleague appreciated the explanation and followed the proper process moving forward. This experience reinforced for me that the APS values, particularly respect, integrity, and accountability, apply in everyday situations. I always take the time to think about the ethical implications of my actions and follow procedures that maintain public trust. Okay, Australian public service interview question number 4 is, tell us about a time you had to manage competing priorities. Now, this question could be asked to you because they want to assess your time management, your organisation, and your ability to meet deadlines under pressure in a dynamic APS environment. In your answer, make sure you show how you prioritized tasks, how you communicated clearly, and how you stayed calm and productive. Mention how you used planning tools or clarified expectations to deliver results. Here is exactly how you can do that with this brilliant top scoring answer to help you. Tell us about a time you had to manage competing priorities. In my previous role as an administrative assistant, I supported a busy team and was often responsible for handling multiple tasks at once. One day, I was asked to finalize a team meeting agenda, respond to a batch of urgent emails from a shared inbox, and process a purchase order, all within a short time frame. Each task had a tight deadline, and I knew I couldn't complete everything at once without affecting quality. I took a few minutes to assess each task's urgency and impact. I contacted the meeting organizer to confirm the latest possible deadline for the agenda and discovered I had a bit more time than expected. I then flagged the purchase order as the most urgent because it required approval that day to avoid delays. I completed that first, then focused on the inbox by prioritizing messages that needed immediate responses. I drafted the agenda last, using notes I'd already prepared earlier in the week. All 3 tasks were completed on time. The purchase order was approved without delay, the inbox was cleared of urgent queries, and the meeting organizer was pleased with the agenda. I received positive feedback for staying calm and managing my workload effectively. This experience showed me how important it is to stay organized, clarify expectations clearly, and not be afraid to communicate when juggling priorities. It's a skill I continue to build on in every role. So those are just some of the key APS style interview questions you need to prepare for. But if you want the full list of all 30 APS style interview questions, along with expert answers to help you succeed first time, the job interview score sheet tailored for APS roles, the APS style behavioral interview questions workbook, and a 30, 60, 90-day plan template you can give at your interview to impress the hiring manager, then click the link right now in the top right-hand corner or in the pinned comment below. It will take you straight to my website, howtobecome.com, where you can instantly access every answer, template, and workbook all in one downloadable package. It's a brilliant resource designed to give you the edge and boost your chances of success, and more importantly, make you stand out from the competition. So make sure you check it out. I hope you found this tutorial useful. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible pass their interviews, and your support really helps me continue creating these videos. Also, hit the like button if this video helped you. It's a small click that makes a big difference. If you have any questions about APS interviews or any job role, drop them in the comment section below. I reply to all comments with tips, advice, and support. And finally, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. The link is in the description. I love connecting with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best in your APS interview. You've got this.